A vat. Really? We exist. Woo. Yeah. So we are getting ready for Youmacon, which means you can't even see half the tails. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tails over there, and this makes 7. That we are trying to get done in time for Youmacon, because I realized that we had a lot of nub tails, a lot of short, tiny tails, but we only had 2 large tails for this con because we sold out so many the last time we vended somewhere. So now we're trying to make up at least a small batch in time for Yuma. And hopefully we'll get through all of these. We've got purple and blue, a couple pinks, a couple black ones. I did already finish a few tails over the last week or so. So I can kind of show you. I can actually show you guys. I can't because the closet's currently a hot mess. Full of stuff. Can I help you, sir? He's got a staring problem, if you guys couldn't tell. No. Nuh-uh. I am not. No, you were just outside. Go lay down. Preferably not on the tails or directly on them. Okay. You're lucky you just got groomed. Although I did not cut your top knot very well. That's the nice thing about poodles is they don't really shed, especially after they just, you know, been brushed and bathed and all that good stuff. So at least he's a cleany weenie. Downside, you gotta do that a lot. Yeah. I'm also not a professional groomer, so, not very good at the poodle haircuts yet. But we're loving the mohawk look, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. We're getting better. It used to take me several hours just to shave his feet, so now we can get most of a haircut done in a couple hours, and not just his feet. But anywho's, I do have a couple tails done. They're currently in the closet with the rest of the tails, which is also behind several boxes of stuff, because I've had to order a lot of fur recently for some upcoming projects. And those are still in their boxes in the closet in front of everything else, because go me. We still very, very much need to organize for the con and actually get stuff together. But we're waiting for the car to be fixed. Unfortunately. Because that still hasn't happened. It's been a month. They told me 2 weeks. And we're less than a week away from the con. So, fingers crossed, the car is done and we get that back before the con. Because I do not want to take the rental. But worst comes to worst, we'll take the rental and we'll just be extra, extra careful. Because we have to take the tombstone and stuff, which is big and heavy and metal. And I do not want to scratch the rental. If it was my own car, I wouldn't give as much. I wouldn't care so much. Because I have paint. I have the paint and the clear coat to fix small scratches for my car. I do not have the paint and the clear coat for the rental. And they will charge me like $500 for a simple scratch. So we're going to do our besticles. Bring some blankets, padding to protect the back of the car. So that way when we unload and load in, we don't accidentally scratch anything. But fingers crossed we don't have to worry about that and we could just take my car down. Hopefully all fixed and better by then. They said it would be, but who actually knows? So in the meantime, we're just con crunching. We are trying to get as many of these big tails. We have some feline and some canine tails. This one is the feline pattern I have right here. We're going to try to get as many of these out as we can. I do think that, unfortunately, we have a slightly disproportionate balance of canine to feline tails, and there might be some more feline tails than there are canine tails. But that's just how it worked out. And then we do have 3 or 4 other tails that I already made for this con, as well as some of the tails from previous cons. So we'll have bicolor and solid color tails when we vend. I just felt bad because we had like 20 or 30-ish nub tails to bring, and we had 2 large tails. So hopefully we'll have closer to like 15. I did not have as much time to prepare for this con as I hoped, but that's okay. We'll get what we can done, and we'll skedaddle on over. See what we can do. And we've done a lot of upgrades for our booth at Youmacon. So it'll be nice to see how hopefully it all comes together, because I don't know that the reds necessarily match. It might have been a better idea to leave it all white, especially since already the paint is peeling. Despite prepping our stuff, it's still chipping off already, so that's lovely. One more thing to worry about. We might just end up letting it chip, and then when it gets to a point, shaving it off and letting it all be white again. Or re-spray painting every now and then to keep it red. I don't know. There's choices we can make. But we'll see how it all looks this time and what we think and how we want to plan for the future. Because the tombstone and the shelving was originally white and black. Do not like the black cubes. The spray paint seems to be staying on those pretty good though, so that's nice. It's the tombstone that's a problem. I might have to make that white again. I feel like the black cubes are just a bit too dark for our color scheme and our vibes. So if we ever have to get more cubes, we'll get white ones, I think. Because they don't sell maroon cubes. They sell like white, black, and if you're lucky, pink or blue, like a baby blue color. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not helpful. So we'll see, but I think they're turning out really cute for this time around, at least. We'll get all of that done and have all of our stuff set up. I do believe I already have the Square store set up for it, so we'll be able to take cards relatively easily. Brain hole. I lost my train of thought. But we're bringing oh, we didn't spray the spinny rack. That's alright. The spinny rack is still gonna be black then. It's mostly covered by the time it's set up and everything's put on it though, so it's not like you really see the rack. Because it's usually covered with tails and ears and eventually hand paws. We're not going to have hand paws at this one, unfortunately, because those are tedious and I don't feel like sewing that many cuffs. Despite having like 5 or 6 sets up already that just need to be finished putting together. Nuh-uh. I'm not going to. One of these days, I'll finish the hand paws and they'll go up for sale or something. When we go to a con. But I don't generally like mass making hand paws or feet paws for conventions. Just because it's a lot more pieces, and when you make that many fingers and that many toes and that many beans, Oh, it is tiring. It is tedious. So I'm just not a big fan personally. The tails are easier because it's 2 pieces, 4 if you're doing bicolor, and then a gore patch. And the gore patch is mostly machine embroidered, and I just have to sew the belt loop hole and patch onto the fur. So it's much easier than having to trace and cut out, what is it? Because if you do 4 finger paws, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2 is 10 times 2 is 20, plus 2 lining pieces is 22. That's 22 pieces that need to be traced and stitched and put all together per set of hand paws versus a max of 5 for tails. So it's a lot less tedious in comparison, I guess. Don't get me wrong, I like making hand paws, especially when they turn out so freaking cute. I don't like mass producing them though, because it usually, when I do them, it's not piece, like set by set, it's section by section. So it'd be, trace all of the furs first, and then stitch all of the beans, and then sew all of the fingers on, and then sew all of the halves, all of the linings, do all of the cuffs. So just when you think, oh yay, I'm almost done, like I've got 1 set of cuffs done, well, guess what? You finished exactly 1 set of hand paws, and there's 5 more to do. And that just took you 6 hours to do that cuff. So, not my favorite thing. But I do have some that actually would probably match. Like I'm pretty sure I do have a lavender set of hand paws that would match that tail. I might even have a pink set of paws. I don't remember what I have, honestly. It's been so long. Hi! We're all being productive. Whatever works, Jay. You be productive. Now I'm over here debating if I can actually get these tails done and then still have time to do a set of hand paws or 2. Not that I have the signage for it, but maybe. We'll see. I'm not excited for it. Yes, at least we have the tails. The tails will, maybe not all of the tails will get done, but most of the tails will get done. We have an entire week, and I can usually do a full tail within a day, and doing it piecemeal, not piecemeal, but section by section usually goes a bit faster, because it's kind of like a rhythm, like, oh, you do this tail, you do that tail, you do this tail, you do that tail. Gore patch, gore patch, gore patch, gore patch, gore patch, and then suddenly you got a bunch of done tails. I don't know why that makes it faster, but it do. And all the gore patches, you can kind of see the pink pile of sadness in the middle of the tails over there. Those are the gore patches. So those are all ready to go already. We just gotta stitch the belt loops from the excess fabric there. I know, being is having such a rough day. And then we'll have our stuff and things. So hopefully this goes fast. We might actually be able to get this done in just the weekend, much less the rest of next week. So, depending on how things go, we may or may not get a set of hand paws or 2 done. I still don't think I'm going to bring them for Yuma, though. If I only get 1 or 2 sets, there's no point in me remaking a bunch of signage for just 2 sets of hand paws. But that does mean I'll have them for the next con I vend at, which is always a bonus. So we'll see. We'll see what I end up with. They've only been in progress since, like, 2023? Since before I vended at Midland the first time. Which I guess there really was only the one time, wasn't there? Because I was going to do it the second time, and then I decided against it. They've been in progress since before Midland. So I think that was 2023? And I never finished them. They never got done. Which, oh well. They're on my list. They'll get done eventually. I am in no real rush. I'm also debating applying for Anthrocon's Dealer's Den. Problem is if I do that, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do commissions between MCFC and Anthrocon. I might be able to squeeze 1 or 2 in, but I might end up spending, because that's what, April, May, June, and then it's in July, so that gives me 3 months. Because it depends, you know, like if I don't have anything to sell, then I don't have anything to sell, which is a problem. It's a good thing to sell out, but it's also not great to have a con coming up and not have anything for it. So I might not. It depends. I'll at least apply. Worst case scenario, to tell them, hey, I don't have nothing. My bad. We'll see. Brain hole. Because the dealer's applications open on Monday, I believe, for Anthrocon. But for most places, the dealers is open for a full month, and then they're juried, not first come, first serve. So they actually go over and they decide who they want to be there. So I can wait until after Youmacon, see what all we have left. Because like I highly doubt we're going to sell out of the coloring books. We only have an assload of them. And we probably won't sell out of tails. We might sell them decently well, but I don't think we're going to sell out. Who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know how well the bandanas will sell. Those are new. We haven't sold those before. The fursuit sprays, we can always easily... Those are one of the items that are actually the easiest to restock. Because it's really just like 3 hours one day of just filling about 100 bottles with our solution. And then putting the stickers, the labels on them. And then they're ready to go for whatever the next con is for getting their scents, because we do them custom as needed. But like fursuit pre-mades and tails, those are a little bit more difficult. Which brain hole, I should 3D print some stuff. Maybe not like the white. In fact, actually, I'll put the clear in there, I think, because I don't necessarily need it for anything. I bought an entire kilogram of filament for a project that had pieces that were like this big. I can actually show you the pieces that I was attempting to make. For these, and they're completely hollow, but they're transparent, so sorry light is transparent. I'm sorry, that was probably freaking awful. So I did like 2 or 3 of these as tests that didn't turn out. Like you can see this lid, super loose, not very snug. And then this didn't print on the inside how I wanted. That's interesting. Oh! I know why. Because the microphone is set up right now to where it gets sound only directly from the front, right? Like it might get some sound from the back, but not a lot. Most of it's from the front. My computer is also playing out loud the music that's on stream right now, so I can hear it, because otherwise it's quiet and silent in here and boring, and I don't like that. So when I turn the microphone towards the computer right here, it was able to hear the music from the laptop. directly, so it's technically playing it twice. That's funny though. But yeah, so I bought an entire kilogram of filament for this. And I made like 4 of these. So I still have most of a roll. So I'm going to print some more headstands. Because right now I only have 1 stand and then the Ed head. They are cool. They are cool, you're right. They're dope as fuck. And they're gonna be really cool when they're actually inside the suits. Hopefully, assuming it works. I sent my father the materials as well and the 3D model I used, so he might test it before I actually get to test it. But yeah, shoot, less work for me if he does. Because if he tests it and it works, I know it works and I don't have to worry about it. But I currently only have 1 head rack, and I have 4 pre-mades. So I kind of want to print at least 1 other head rack, seeing as one of the pre-mades is a mask and not a fursuit head. So I don't know. It depends. Because I don't know which ones I'm going to put on what. Which ones I'm going to put on the Ed head, right? Because like I could put, like the Skull Dog is almost definitely not going to go on the Ed head, just because it's a pain in the butt to get on and off the Ed head with the moving jaw. So that one's not a contender. That one will go on one of the head racks. Then we have the Poodle. The Poodle's always good because he's got that huge whoof of hair. Then there's the Rabbit. The Rabbit has the big neck poof. And I find that when it sits on the head racks, they tend to be a little bit too short. So I'm actually going to print one that's taller. And that might solve the issue. And then it kind of just swoofs up into his face and you can't see any of his face details. And it's not great. But there is, because I see that's the Poodle, a Skull Dog, and then there's the head mask. The head mask doesn't really have much to it on its own. Like, in fact, it's right here, so I can kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. At least a little bit. Come here, head mask. He's a little skrunkly from being in the bin. Because he got flipped upside down somehow. He got a little smooshed. Oh no, smooshed. That's alright, he'll puff back up. It's just from how he was sitting. But I sit him on a shelf like this, that's not very appealing per se. I could sit him on top of like his tail or something, and that might be more appealing, but then he might also get lost in his tail. And you wouldn't really see him, but if I put him up on the Ed head with his tail next to him or hanging off on the side, that might be more appealing. Especially since it'll show, generally, how he sits, you know? Which, his head strap is currently a little loose on me, but put it on the Ed head, and you'll see how breathable it is and stuff like that versus just sitting. But I also feel like, you know, it's a mask. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Whereas putting like the Poodle or the Bunny on the Ed head might elevate those ones more and make them more appealing. We'll see. We'll see when I get to the con, because I should have a space to... Right, exactly. It's hard to tell that it's not the same as the other pre-mades. And I can't put it on the head racks. I can't show you the head rack because it's currently also in the closet in the back, hidden behind everything. But it's pretty much just a base with a pole, and then it sits on top. Balanced. So, it's not a whole lot to it. But but you can't really balance the mask on top because it's a lot more front heavy and doesn't have any way to actually hold on to the 2-inch pole. Can I help you, sir? No, I don't think so. You're lucky you're cute. You're gonna get stabbed. You are. I have a sewing needle and you're gonna get stabbed. Hello. Look at the cutie patootie. Jay says hi. Yeah, they say hi. Hello. This is why I can't cut his hair. He did come in because he was on a mission. His mission is let me outside so I can run around. That's his mission. He's really, really hoping that if he stares at me long enough, I'll let him outside again, even though he was just out there before we went on stream. Like, I made sure to let him out to go potty right before stream. So I know he doesn't have to go. He just wants to be out there. And this is what he does when he wants something. Yeah. I need to actually fix his top knot, because there's this one little spot right above his, well, his right, but it looks like the left side to me, where I didn't trim it right. And you've got this little triangle-y tuft above your ear. Oh. He's a little lopsided, but it's okay. See, it's okay. We'll fix that later. But now, because I shaved his hair, I did the front of his hair, so exactly, I'm cute, so I do what I want. I trimmed his hair so short that now he's just sitting there and I can see his big ol' eyeballs staring at me. Are you gonna show them your cute big ol' eyeballs? He's like, who's them? Who's them? Yes, Bingus is also a good girl. She's over here in her chair being a good girl, beating my leg with her tail. Such a good girl. Yeah. Are you gonna say hi to camera? I don't know if you saw that. He didn't know what I was pointing at, and instead went and got his toy. Yeah? You gonna come here? Come here. You wanna be tactical idiot? Yes, you do. We love being tactical idiot. Hold on, don't jump on me. Come here. Oh. Tactical idiot. Yeah. You gonna say hi to camera? No, don't jump off of me. There you go. It's still there. Bored. Hi, hello. Yeah, I know it. I know it. What are you snorting for, huh? Oh. Don't mess up my neat piles. I had them all organized. The children. They've been cooped up quite a bit the last few days because of the rain, so odds are we'll do just a short stream today so we can go skedaddle outside. Yeah? You didn't even say hi. You were too distracted by Bingus getting excited. You gonna come here? Mm-hmm. I know you can't. Bingus, stop breathing. Your breath stinks. Thank you. Come here. Come here. Yes. No, right here. Right here. You gotta stop. You're gonna get stabbed. What did I tell you about that? What did I tell you about that? Come here. Look at camera. Show him your cute, stupid little face. Or get in you want to get in Mish's chair? Get up there. Go on. Yeah, go on. Up. Go on. It's just like a chair in the kitchen. It's still a chair. Get up there. I don't care which one of you does. Okay, cool. Dogs everywhere. Good girl, Bingus. You comfy? We'll go play after stream, okay? Yeah, after. After. Not right now. He is not having it. Does Bingus want to say hi to camera? I don't think Bingus can be tactical idiot. Does Bingus want to try? You want to get uppies? Come here, Bingle. Come here, Bingus. Oh, good job, Grandma. Come on. Bingus is a lot heavier. Yeah. Don't climb on the desk. Ugh. Yeah, you're chonky. Oh, is your ankle hurting? Yeah, you're a bit sore. Yeah, you want to get in your chair, Grandma? Yeah. Oh, scritchies. Oh, scritchies. Okay, hi, hello. Hi, hello. Can you get in your chair, please? Thank you, good girl. Oh, comfy Bingle. Ugh. Bingus is heavy. Bingus is closer to 70 pounds, and I can barely lift 50. He is like 45. I can pick him up like a sack of potatoes. You know, like he's got weight to him, but he's not heavy. I can whip him around. No, you can't just bring your toy to me and then walk off with it. Yes, exactly. Forrest is perfect for doing squats with the tactical idiot. You gonna give it to me? Can I have it? Stop licking me. Can I have it? Yeah, you have to give it to me. Come here. There you go. Good job. He's a dork. He's a very distracting dork. He knows that he's supposed to hand it to me. He does it just fine all of the time. He just doesn't feel like it. He hopes that if he does the half-assed job, he'll still get what he wants. And he does that for a lot of things, where he just kind of half-asses shit and goes, that's good enough, right? Yes, exactly. He's just being a poodle. He's a little shit. But he knows what he's supposed to do. Like, yesterday, actually, we got him to, that's one tail done. Well, not done. It still needs a score patch, but it's together. Would you guys stop fighting on top of my tails? Yeah, you're skedaddling them everywhere. They're all over the floor now. Alright. Children, out of the office. Go. If you're gonna play, go play out in the living room. Thank you. Crazy little childrens. We're gonna do Luna's favorite. Big old pink tail. But we were doing laundry yesterday, and I got him to put a whole shirt into the washing machine all on his own. He picked it up, he got up on the washing machine, not all the way up, he put his front paws up on it, and dropped it in. Yeah. No, you gotta go out. Everybody out. Go play out there. You too, Bingus, go. Go play in the living room. Go bug your dad or something. Just making a mess of the office. But I do still have so much pink fur. No! I said no. Good boy, bud. Oh, damn it. This one doesn't have a zipper on it yet. Alright, we're not doing the pink one because I need to install the zipper still. We'll do those ones next. We have this purple one, though. Has its zipper already. Alright, you go do things, Jay. I believe in you, buddy. He's just standing in the doorway staring at me, hoping I'll throw his toy. He's like, I'm not in the office. I'm not in the office. That doesn't make you less of a little shit. I'm actually gonna trim some of the excess fur, so that way it's easier to stitch up, because we have to trim this later anyway, but specifically around the zippers, stitching is difficult when you have a bunch of excess. So And I know a lot of people don't do it. It actually kind of drives me nuts. A lot of people don't sew zippers into their pre-made tails. Like, they might for a commission, but they don't for their pre-made ones. And I'm like, why? If you ask me, every decently sized tail should have a zipper in it. Because mold, polyfill, moisture, drying. Like, you want them to be able to take care of the dang thing, don't you? I also am nitpicky, though, so I hand stitch all of my tails, because if I don't, they come out lopsided. If it's a particularly small tail, like if it's the size of my hand, I might not, because there's not much to go curvy side lopsided. But just generally speaking, I prefer to stitch them by hand, especially for the bigger tails, because if you don't, they get that kind of that nobody wants, and you want them nice and straight. So I'd rather hand stitch them and know they come out as straight as I can get them versus machine sewing and getting something lopsided and sad. We're actually going to zip that back up so I can... There we go. But that's just me, and that's why they take me longer than some people might. Because I know there's a lot of people that machine sew their tails. Which isn't to say that machine sewing's bad, but I prefer to do it by hand for my own stuff is all. If I could do it by machine, I would do it in a heartbeat. These tails would be done already. But alas, I cannot. No machine sewing here. Except for the zippers. The zippers are machine sewn. That's because it's the one thing I can get consistently done. And I find that hand sewing a zipper sucks. Like, it's not stitched on as well. It doesn't zip up as nicely. It's just a whole hassle if you don't machine sew your zippers. So I usually machine sew the zippers and then hand sew the rest of the tail. But that's a whole thing. But I'm very excited for Yuma, because I haven't had a chance to vend at Yuma before, and I actually managed to get application in time this year. So that's usually the sad thing, is like I don't find out about events until the weekend before, and by then everything is already finalized, like the dealers and the activities and all that stuff. It's already done, and like usually I have something going on, so I can't even attend half the time. It's like, dang it, I wish I knew about this a month ago. Can't go this weekend, I have XYZ thing I have to do, you know. So I got really lucky that I heard about, oh yeah, Youmacon's happening, duh, I should apply for that. And it was actually early enough for me to apply. And I got lucky. They actually picked me to be in their dealer's den, and we're gonna do a whole thing. I guess they don't call it a dealer's den. They call it the vendor hall, because it's an anime con and not a fur con. I'm just used to calling it a dealer's den because that's what all the furry cons call it. But we will be in the vendor's hall vending. I did debate the Artist Alley, because I wasn't really sure which one to be in. They had my website link, so they know what I sell. because like I don't sell fan art really, and I'm not selling commissions per se. At least not at this event. But I am selling merch stuff. A hydrate. Oh, well, lucky you, I have a lemonade today. If only I knew where I sat it. There we go. But Artist Alley. A hydrate. Oh. It's lemony. It's been... This is not a fresh lemonade. This is a lemonade that's been sitting out for a couple days. Which is how I like them. I usually get their pink lemonades, though. The Taco Bell lemonade, after it's sat out for a couple days and gets warm, it kind of condenses a little bit. You don't get taco. We had Taco Bell 2 or 3 days ago. But yeah, so I like the lemonade better after it's been sitting for a while rather than when it's cold. But like the Artist Alley, I feel like was more fan arts and like drawings and crafts and stuff like that. Whereas what I sell is less fan arty, artsy art as much as it is merch. Which they let me in their dealer's den, so their vendor hall. So that's what we're in. I do know some of the artists that are in the Artist Alley. And I haven't had a chance to actually look at who all else is in the vendor hall yet. I should look at their map. Because I know Cosmel is going to be there for their Artist Alley. Cosmel is everywhere, I swear. They go to everything. And then I saw a couple other artists that I don't know a lot of like anime artists, but I do know some more furry streamed artists. So there was at least 1 or 2 in the Artist Alley. I don't know what there is in their vendors hall. Let's use our eyeballs and maybe name a few people. Oh, wrong spot. That's YouTube. I want Youmacon. There we go. Da 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 da. Let's see here. Full map. Oh, if it loads. It doesn't really want to. Weeb trash, that's cute. Collector's Universe, Anime World, Abby Joel Art, I think I've heard of them before. Galactic Toys, Gamers for Gamers. Obviously Youmacon's gonna have their own table, cause duh. Shark Robot LLC, I've heard of them. Anime Crew LLC. Oh, there we go. It was taking its sweet time loading stuff in. Cloverpuff, Angry Fox, Retro Replay. There's a lot of people. It is a big list, and that's just their vendors hall. So it'll be very interesting to see who all is in the hall, who we end up seated next to, because I actually haven't looked at that. And it'll be nice to meet the other vendors and stuff and see people there. I usually have a lot of fun vending, honestly. Actually, at Midland, one of the booths, we got seated next to Boy Scouts and another booth. The Boy Scouts didn't really care that we were there. You know, they were just doing their own thing. It's whatever. But the booth on the other side of us is actually someone that I went to high school with. So it was very nice to catch up with them again and have a chat. I believe I followed them. I wish I remember what their Instagram handle was, because they have an Instagram. They do art. They do very cute prints, I believe, if I remember right. On my fur, you spoiled little baby. He acts like the tails are his bed. He's spoiled, like a baby. One of these days, we'll make you your own bed. Which that might be a lot of next year, is just me making stuff and things. Depending on how stuff and things go. Because there's plans. There's plans in motion that may or may not actually happen. They probably won't happen when I want them to, knowing how things go. Because I would like to make pelt blankets. I never get to make a pelt blanket, you know? Like, not once have I had a chance to actually make a pelt blanket. Granted, I don't have any good references for a pelt blanket that I've already made, because I have yet to make one. So that's half my problem right there. But I'm gonna try and see if I can actually make a mini one for the boy, because he really likes fur fabric. So I'll make him his own little furry blanket to lay on, so he stops laying on my pieces like the spoiled baby he is. And it'll probably work as a good example. And I could do a smaller scale version for people who don't want the giant 5x7 blanket. But I would really like to do like people's fursonas as blankets, because I think that would be really cute. And they're so soft and warm. Like, you could do minky for the underside, you could do fleece, like we could do rabbit minky, so it's kind of furry on both sides. I'm a big fan of rabbit minky, because that's the stuff that's fluffy, kind of like fur is, but it's not a super long pile, and it's super soft, and it's not like actually fur. Like, it's not the thin fibers, it's the little clumps, but it's not Sherpa, you know? It's the stuff that's so much better texture than Sherpa is. Some of that. Like, there's so many options. So many options. Well, don't get me wrong, I like making fursuits. I do. I love taking fursuit commissions. But it's fun to do something that's a little bit different every now and then, you know? Like a pelt blanket. Because it's cold. Sometimes. In the winters. The problem is I don't think people want to spend hundreds of dollars on a blanket of their fursona, but what do I know? We'll see. I'm gonna try and make one. Eventually. It's all future me's plans. Current me already has too much stuff to do. I also have some ideas for either a pre-made or a artistic liberty commission, depending. Because behind me, actually, is a decent size, not just behind me, but also in the corner over there, are some decent sized piles of scrap cuts. Except that pile, I think, is actually usable, and this pile is less likely to be used because the cuts are like this big. Not impossible, just less likely. So I was thinking like a zebra of some sort, mayhaps. But of course that all depends. I might just go through and see what I have for colors, and I'll have to draw up a pattern, you know. And depending on how badly I want to sew that many stripes, I may or may not do it. But I haven't really had much of a chance to do a horse. I know I did that rainbow dragon a little bit a while back. And that's kind of a similar face shape. It's not really a horse face shape, and they definitely don't have horse ears. But I think I could very much execute some sort of toony horse shape. Because my big thing with suits is, like, I don't want the giant bridge between the eyes where you can't see. Which is, unfortunately, something you can't really get rid of with some suits. For example, the cockatiel suit I made has the nostrils in the way, the beak. So there's only so much I could do there. But I'd still argue it has really good vision for a bird suit. So I might do something similar for the horse suit, where, like, there's only so much I can do while also making it look like a horse. But we'll see, you know, like, we'll figure it out. We'll make designs. I mean, it's a zebra, not a horse, but semantics at that point. They're both equines of some sort. I believe. I don't know, actually, the taxonomy of zebras versus horses. I assume I'm right, but I might be wrong. I'll look it up later and find out. So I might do a bit of a doodling later. But for now, we're sewing tails. Again, see, this is what happens, is I think of ideas, and then I get sidetracked, and then I don't do the thing I'm supposed to be doing. Because, like, right now, I really want to draw that zebra that's in my noggin. But instead, I have to sew tails, because we only have so much time. Dun dun! But when I take a break later. There we go. So we'll see. I don't know. It all depends. I lost my train of thought. It fell right off the tracks. No more trains. Tails. Sewing them. We've got, let's see here. So far we've got 1, 2... Cool, we have 2 of them sewn together out of 7. Awesome. That's not bad for... Technically it's day 2, because yesterday we did all the tracing and the cutting out and the gore patches and all that stuff. So 2 in a day, not bad. 2.5 in a day. And I'm sure I'll finish this one today as well. So if it takes me, if I can do 3 in a day, that means it'll take me at least another day to finish the other tails. Which will put us on Saturday. Saturday I finish the last tail and do the gore patch, and that's 1 tail done. Sunday I can maybe do the rest of the gore patches. And then they all be done? Can I do 6 gore patches in a day? Probably not. I'll probably actually be finished with these on Monday. And that's assuming I put decent time into them. We'll find out. So I'll probably be done with all these tails Monday, Tuesday. I think it's very doable to get these tails done before the con. What I don't like is that the sun is currently in my glasses blinding me. Oh my god. You can see it. You can see it on camera blinding me. Ugh. I can see. That's alright. It's my nap time, I think. Now, Luna, I would like you to know that there are pink tails. Because I have a lot of baby pink left over. So I believe there's going to be a total of 3. Because I did actually, if I wanted to, I could go dig in the closet and bring out some of the tails that I already finished. But that's all the way over there. And that would require some gymnastics to get to, I think. I'm going blind, good lord. But there are going to be a total of like 3 baby pink tails, 2 feline and 1 canine. Just so you're aware. And then I think we did... Do I know how to count? I don't think I know how to count. I think there's 3 tails. Itchy. 3 tails already done. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we should have a total of 10 long tails. And fur stuck to our nose. There we go. In addition to the ones we already had. Which isn't a lot, but it is some. And now the sun has decided now is the perfect time to shine across the entire office in the most inconvenient way possible. Despite the curtains being closed. Obviously not closed well enough. Scoot. Oh well, I suppose. Oh well, oh well. I'll just be blind, it's okay. But... these tails also have giant seam allowances for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. Because, I guess. I don't know. Because that's how we traced and cut them out. That's why. It's okay. You didn't pay taxes in 2016. It's okay. Oh, big yawn. Oh, goodness. It is my nap time, guys. It's been my nap time since I woke up. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should also eat something after this. Like a Lunchable, maybe. Specifically a pepperoni pizza Lunchable, I think. And leftover bean dip. That stuff's delicious. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll make food. I don't know. And then I'll sew some more tails. And then I'll draw that zebra. I really wanna. I really wanna. See, because here's my concern, right? Is I want to make the zebra, but there's a couple different ways I could go about doing it. I don't know which would look better. Because like it's kind of like a light or a dark version. But I'm also worried that what I'm going to end up with is something that looks like the fruit stripe zebra. Which isn't a bad thing. But it's not the vibe I'm going for. Also, I worry about copyright. Not that I think Fruit Stripe has the money to sue me at this point. They're not particularly big anymore these days, are they? I don't really see Fruit Stripe. You don't really think about gum. Except for Gum 5 Feels. I don't know, I've never been a big gum person, but like, the big boys always had Fruit Stripe at the counter. I haven't been to a big boy in forever either. Good lord. I also haven't been to an IHOP in forever. Or... I haven't been to a TGI Friday since I was like 12. I am not a fan of TGI Fridays though, so that's why. That's just me personally. I'm a picky eater. And I don't like their spaghetti. Their spaghetti is somehow evil, and I don't know what they do, but it's wrong. According to my taste buds. I also haven't been to Black Rock in forever, and oh my god, I want some steak. I love me some good steak, man. I think I might just be hungry. I think I'm very hungry right now, at this moment. And that's why all the food sounds good. Oh, he's a corpse. The baby has died. Yeah. Good lord. You know, it's 5 in the afternoon. It should not be that tired, because I did not get up that early today. I got up kind of early. I had a late night. But still, you know, like, meh. We are trying to start getting up early because we have to be up at 6 a.m. 4 days in a row for Youmacon. And as of right now, I go to bed at 4, unfortunately. Which is not the best thing. It's not great. It's kind of horrible, actually. So we're trying to get on a decent sleep schedule to where we won't be tired for the con. It's not working. Not working at all. It turns out when you're the one in charge of your own bedtimes, it's very hard to get yourself to enforce said bedtimes, because it's like, oh, I gotta go to bed. I really need to go to bed. And then you're like, you gotta get up. You really gotta get up so you're ready, so you're awake for Yuma. And then you're like, but 5 more minutes, me? And then me is like, yeah, 5 more hours. That sounds like a plan. And then I sleep in until noon. Which is not productive. Is not helpful in the slightest. But that's how that's going. Oh, it's very silly. That's okay. But I think... thread. There we go. Thread. Again, the Home Depot commercial sounding song. But we're only like halfway through this tail, so that's not bad. But my back is starting to hurt from sitting in this chair. If I sit in it for too long, I hunch too much, and it's not good for me. So, back. But since I have things to do this afternoon, in addition to sewing tail, I'm actually going to skedaddle and call today a short stream. And I will skedaddle. And we'll be back maybe on Monday. It really depends. My car is still in the shop. And I really hope they get it back to me soon, because I need it for the con. But I don't know what day that would be. It might be Monday, it might be Wednesday, it might be Thursday freaking morning. Either way. So, we'll find out. But for now, we will skedaddle, and I will see you guys whenever next time is.